Alright. Well, we have the 3-minute delay now. I did not put it on until now, but that was before the game started, so that's my bad. We have a couple of... we only have our team's perspective, which is the SDSMT team, so...
Oh.
But we'll see what's going on. I'll try and jump around to interesting things. If you see something interesting, I'll try and jump to that person.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see both sides, like for ultimates and stuff.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Let's see, composition, typical standard stuff, nothing special.
Well, we'll start on a Knight here. Knight is, of course, our top 500 projectile DPS specialist, although he does play a very mean Ashe. He's starting on a Genji here. Genji tends to be the meta DPS pick for most of the time. It looks like they're going to meet each other on the high ground here.
Yeah. Looks like Sean is going to be dropping down. Maybe there's a flanker harassing Cheetah in the back line. He uses the coach gun up. A pull in, a lot of pressure coming in from the high ground that's going to force out the immortality lamp from Artificial.
Cheetah's been on fire so far this series. And this is a 1-5 for SDSMT.
Just like that. The boop from, I believe, Lost Scythe onto the Sigma. And pretty much, once you lose that Sigma, you lose that barrier and that ability to negate damage. And it's so much easier to steamroll.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a late reset from their Orisa. So they're just coming back just now. Looks like they're going through hookah. And they failed the pull. That's good for us. Let's see if Knight can make something happen here. He's about halfway through his ultimate, but that's a very impactful ultimate. Not very much so without the nano boost though.
Yeah, and as we see here, we're going to see Alex coming up with the window here as all other ults are starting to come online. Knight is behind a little at only 50%. Everyone else is at 80. Here comes the window. He's going to invest the immortality. Looks like this is going to be a 1-5 for SDSMT.
That's a hell of a lot of damage. Very commanding win from SDSMT in that fight.
I'm only having to use the one ultimate ability, and now they're going to have another 5, mostly assuring that the other team will be stacking ultimates as well this fight.
Oh, definitely. That's a big pull. That's a big combo right there.
SDSMT is going to be engaging the push here. Trying to use abilities first. Knight's going to come out with the 3, and Cheetah Main's going to finish up with 2 more picks of his own.
Very nice.
That'll be a full team wipe.
Well, I must say, the Hardrockers squad has been going very well so far this all last series, and so far in this game,
they can't even stall.
Yeah, it's just crazy. They're doing very well together.
Yeah, we could see the team cohesion. I feel like the ult usage is very strong. We noticed that Knight held his Dragon Blade throughout that whole fight, and he still had it for the last fight. Should there be a retouch? But now as we move into the next point, looks like nothing's going to be changing. There might be some sort of dive ran to try to contest high ground, but we'll see what happens with the other team.
I agree. Very good ult discipline on the Hardrockers side. Well, let's see what they do for this one. They're sticking with the same composition. Generally, the logic would be to take high ground here, especially with the long-range hero, so let's see what they do.
Coming in, I assume both teams are going to be going coast. No, it looks like
USC just went center.
Yeah, USC just going center, giving up the high ground for free.
Not a very smart move, especially when you have the Ashe on the on both sides. Ashe on the high ground can do a lot of damage, especially with those explosive shots there.
And now we're going to be seeing Knight on the Genji here on the high ground, trying to get a little bit of poke damage from the top. You can always pull around to the backside. Looks like tanks being in a little bit of trouble breaking LOS with their healers.
Very clean kill there, although he did get dynamited. God, it just does so much damage when you dash at the entire enemy team. Builds up a lot of ult charge.
Looks like SDSMT looking pretty split right now. A lot of members low. However, they are going to somehow come up with the goods.
That is so
We're going to
clutch.
see if they're going to invest. They are going to use the Bob to help stabilize the fight.
And Cheetah Man is just up there, raining down damage. They don't even try and contest him.
Hello.
Yeah. Realistically, the only person that you can send up there is the Genji, because he has that mobility, whereas if you send up the Ashe, she most likely is going to use her coach gun to get up to the high ground, and that removes her ability to get out of the fight.
Yeah, exactly. And he's still up there. They're going to have to do something about Cheetah Man, otherwise that long time value that you just get from the Ashe, it's just going to be crazy.
And now here comes the push. Gonna be investing the blade, using that pull combo to try and pull some members together with the Dragon Blade. He is gonna pick up one kill onto the BAP. That'll be a done deal.
The Hardrockers have just been dominant so far this game.
Yeah. They're really pushing their ult advantage and taking the fight first before USC really has a chance to set up and get ready for their ults.
Cheetah's taking an angle, trying to get some early damage in. He's already halfway to his Bob ultimate.
Paired that with the window here from Artificial, and he could charge it up very fast this fight. Looks like USC is going to be going the long way around and still avoiding this high ground.
I would be surprised if they didn't try and go for a pull lift combo this time around, especially with like such a short range brawling comp such as USC is using for their tanks.
Here come the ultimates. This window and the lift are going to come up from SDSMT.
Oh.
Knight come up with the kill onto the brig. However, the Genji will, what's it called?
Dragon Blade?
Yeah.
That's a big ult investment from USC. Meanwhile, the Hardrockers, they used a couple of ults on their side, but I think they're still doing fine in terms of ult economy here.
Yeah, and they do get 92% for pointed split, so we are in potentially one fight territory here, as it will require USC to play perfectly, as the lift is going to come out from USC. The immortality is going to come out and it's going to save. Perfect. It's going to save both tanks, and they can restabilize and they can re-engage once they're ready. Artificial halfway to another window, as Knight is going to be coming back from spawn with a Dragon Blade. They can engage with the Bob here, and they're going to do just that. USC is going to invest the window, and they're going to send the Bob. And Knight's going to pick up the pick on the Jungle lane, but they are going to trade the tank and the BAP. Knight is going to, however, use the Dragon Blade to see if he can turn this fight in their favor. Only picking up one kill in the Ashe.
It looks like SDSMT might just be able to scrap this fight out, though. It's even on point, and now they're up one, up two. SDSMT...
Cheetah main, again, coming up with the goods with
He's
the 3K.
got the clutch plays this game. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think that Cheetah's really come a long way with his Ashe since the beginning of the season.
Yeah. And now we see the Lucio come out from Alex, just for fast recoveries from spawn. And that'll be the first map, going the way...
Very fast map one.
Yeah, looking very one-sided.
Dominant play from our DPS on the side of the Hardrockers so far this game. And a play of the game from Lost Sight, aka Makia.
Oh, this was the big first kill.
Oh, that's very nice right there.
The fadeaway, very nice.
Skillful play from Lost Side. Okay. Well, while they're picking map, we're just gonna go to our standby screen. Our very professional standby screen.
Yeah, I really would like to give player of the match right now to Cheetah. I didn't get to watch the full series before in their previous match, but from what I did see, Cheetah was really balancing out the kills between him and Knight. And I think that really can go a long way if you can have two DPS that are able to carry fights and not just have one of them, because that can put too much pressure onto that one good player, which is Knight. But it's also good to have that support where you can contest the high ground and you can easily get picks and you can create space because of your sidelines. And I feel like USC really tried to do that on the far push towards the car sides of the map, but all for naught, as he can just rotate onto the middle of the point on the high ground and he can get some easy dynamites in. And I feel like USC really struggled to deal with the damage dealers from Hardrockers.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was very difficult for them to deal with Cheetah on the high ground. Very difficult to deal with them with Knight just diving into the back. It looks like we're going to Junkertown, and the USC is calling for a switch of servers. So it looks like ownership of the server is going to be changed over to USC.
Okay. Maybe some ping issues, or is that just Tespa rules?
I believe that they cited a Tespa rule that says loser of the first match gets to choose the server that's going to be played on. My guess is there's some sort of a ping issue. So we'll try and figure that one out. We're going to Junkertown for the next one, and if you're just tuning in now, there is a 3-minute stream delay, which is also a Tespa rule. So looks like you were removed accidentally. And apparently there actually is a setting in the custom game rules where you can choose which server you'd like to play on, which I did not know. So we are being changed over to the correct team. It should just go live here in a few seconds. That was a very dominant game. Let's see if we can keep it up for Junkertown. When we played Junkertown last against University of California, San Diego, it was a full hold on first, and we did a very good time when we pushed the run on our attack. Let's see if we can continue that performance.
Was that when I played Genji? Or was that another time?
No, that was the Tespa game that our team just played.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Alright, we are into the game. Or rather, the Tespa series we just played.
Yeah.
Well, as a one-team spectator, this is all we can see right now, is the lovely cliffs of Australia. And a weird
beautiful,
river.
honestly.
Yeah, and this river that's running parallel to the cliff face, which is kind of weird.
It's pretty dirty water. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to drink it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to drink any river water.
Well, I mean, if you filtered it first, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, well, team names did not change, but I assure you we are spectating SDSMT. It looks like we're going with the exact same composition we had last time. I doubt that Artificial is going to stay on Zenyatta, and there it is, the change. But this is currently the meta comp right now. It's more of a long-range pokey comp. Let's spectate Cheetah main right as he comes out of the gate. Let's see if he can get some early damage with his dynamite. There it is, the early dynamite pull.
There's a USC is gonna opt towards the Widow pick over the Ashe, which is interesting. So I wonder if that'll prompt Cheetah to switch over to the Widow, or if he'll stay on the Ashe here.
Well, she doesn't really play Widow. It's not really in this hero pool. Knight plays Widow, but currently I believe they want to keep him on the Genji. So My guess is they're going to stick with this, or they're going to have Cheetah move over to 3.
And right now, just loads of damage coming in. 20% onto this window. Almost got it. USC is going to build it up first. See how SDSMT is going to play around it. It looks like they're going to try and push forward it so then they can't get any value.
Early pick on that.
Shooting it. Yeah, big.
That's going
very
to break
big
the fight
here.
wide open. Look at that.
Yep. And they still window here. They are going to invest the lift and they're going to invest the window. Cheetah will
Great
fall to the widow. This isn't totally won. They can keep the tanks up. This should be a one fight. Looks like with little people to contest. Yeah.
Very smart move there.
Yeah, looks like they're just peppering from the high ground. Artificial trying to suppress them. And that'll be first point captured with relative ease. Some ults were exchanged in the first fight. Coming up on Oslo, we do have Lost Scythe with the rally. We are going to have Bob, and Knight is going to have his blade. Looks like USC is going to be opting for the high ground position here. Going to see how SDMT wants to play this out. Here comes the blade from USC. Going to be taking out Artificial, and Knight is going to fall, but Knight's going to...
This is still an even fight, though. This is very winnable. On SDSMT's side. With the rally coming in. Well, it looks like they're going to back off.
Cheetah has a great angle. He could get something done here. Both DPS are behind him. Loads of damage coming in, and that's
they
gonna be a
turn it
one fight.
around. That's amazing.
No one decided to look at Cheetah, and he was just shooting at all of their backs with the TNT, and he's already 70% to another Bob.
Jeez, Cheetah Man is really the standout player so far, I think so, in this series.
Yeah.
He's just getting so much value, no one is even trying to deal with him.
Yeah. Looks like they're USC is just trying to opt for a more brawly composition and just try to ignore.
Oh,
as I say that, he will get dumpstered by fan out. Ults being exchanged.
Well, I didn't mention this, but Knight actually switched to the Doom Fist, which I think is an interesting choice, especially against the Genji.
Very interesting.
I think that's a poor choice against Genji. I think Genji has the upper hand most of the time with his superior projectiles. But we will see how this works out. We all know that Knight is a spectacular Doom Fist player.
Yeah. The other great thing about his Doom Fist is that he has really good abilities to do rollouts where he can use his abilities in a certain way that gives him great mobility.
Cheetah Man has Bob now. I don't think he's going to commit it here, given that they are down 2 now. Most likely they're going to go push.
Yep. Unless they could possibly pick up a kill into the Genji here, and he does.
That's nasty. That's nasty right there, boys.
It won't be able to do much as it is only one pick, and SDSMT is still coming out from spawn. And we can hear him through the wall dashing out. He'll be back from spawn relatively quickly. Looking at ults here, we're gonna have 5 ults here. Here comes the early ult investment. Cheetah again is gonna be falling to the Widow.
Looks like they have his number now. Is he going to switch or is he going to stay on Ashe? I think it would be a good idea for him to stay on Ashe here.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of value. And every fight, it seems like USC has the upper hand at the beginning, but then SDSMT just comes back.
Yeah, it's interesting how that's happening. It could be either through individual plays, shot calling. It could be something just as simple as what ults they're using or what time they're using it.
I
think they're going to be looking for window usage here.
I think it's a mistake for USC to stay on the Widow here. This is not a real good Widow point, especially if you don't already have control of the payload.
Sean is going to be investing the bongos here.
Big plays right there.
And again, seeming
insane.
like
They have control of the payload.
Just still somehow gives up the point, even though I felt like they were winning at the beginning of it.
That is ridiculous. Switches to Lucio for the stall, doesn't make a difference. Very clean attack round, I must say.
It must be something along the lines of USC is simply not able to finish off players that are getting low, because their engagements could be a little bit better, but even after all the ults they're using, they're just not picking up the kills that they need to win fights.
Yeah, I agree. They really need to step up here if they want to have a chance. I should probably have an overlay here that shows the current score. The current score, by the way, is 1-0 SDSMT.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I think I'm gonna get tetanus just from looking at this place.
Barrier activated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
I'll switch to Cheetah Main's perspective for this first part of the fight here. It looks like they're sticking on Widow.
Looks like Knight is going to be on the off angle here, looking to pick up a kill onto the Widow, and he will.
Nasty.
The assassination going around the flank on the right side of the silo. And just diving in, using his abilities, good escape plan. Sean going in, you're gonna have to force out the immortality from Artificial. It will look like it will be in good taste.
And look at this.
This
Knight almost has his blade.
already 15% until he has his blade. He's listening for the Widow's shots. He is gonna get spot out. Seeing if he's gonna get the kill here. Might be picked off though. He's low on health, and he will.
Well, Knight is going to get chased down by the other Genji.
An overextension, and now who's gonna be able to contest the Widow?
Looks like it's probably just going to have to be Cheetah Man just trying to snipe away at him.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like it's over for SDSMT. That is a good use of ults for USC. SDSMT is going to have to find a way to stop the bleeding here. Does not look like they're going to have time to touch it, though.
Yeah, they will have to give up first point here, but they will be able to get good positional advantage here, as everyone will get good spawned here. They're going to see if they can get Cheetah onto a safe and secure high ground. We're going to see where the tanks are going to want to position.
Now, SDSMT almost has 5 ultimates here.
Oh.
The only ultimate being used last fight being Artificial's window.
Sights are going to be invested here. Rally coming in from the opposite side. Bob's going to be used. And Knight picking up 2 with the Dragon Blade. Picking up 3. And that'll be a clean fight for SDSMT.
My warrior spirit burns.
Oh, however, a big pickoff onto Cheetah just as the fight was ending.
Vanna getting nasty with it sometimes.
My ultimate is ready.
Yeah, very nice pickoff. As USC could easily capitalize off of this, as there's going to be little to challenge the Widowmaker. Over tanks from SDSMT holding strong, not giving them much space to work with.
Monster
Here comes the
kill
blade.
there.
Immortality gonna be forced out. Artificial just gonna be trying to keep his tanks alive.
And Knight just
while
in the
he's being
back,
blasted.
just blasting away at people with the shuriken.
My ultimate is ready.
Yeah, there's a lot of great team cohesion here as the fight's going on. Knight is able to get into the backline here and put a lot of pressure into their backs, which takes more resources to try and deal with them. All of this while he's building blades incredibly fast.
Look at this. He already has a blade.
Yeah. Paired with the window, this should be a one fight.
Looks like they went
Looks like
behind.
an odd rotation.
I believe this is the new standard rotation if someone is holding high ground on this map. I've seen it in a couple of games so far.
This window's gonna be coming out from both sides.
Oh!
Cheeto, a big pickoff, but will be capitalized on by the enemy Ash. Sean.
And Knight is going for another flank.
Nope, no Dragon Blade needed. However, there is a Genji in their backline. If Sean dies here,
USC is just being picked apart right now. I gotta say, this is not what I expected.
USC just scrambling for answers to try and disrupt them off the high ground. But the core of the Hardrockers is just too stable, and it's hard to get a pick off. Sure, the Widow is focusing on taking out the Ashe, and he's getting those picks, but it's not enough. Sean dropping dangerously low on the point, which should be forcing out the Immortality field early.
Oh! Very nice headshot there. And he gets the bob off.
As the Dragon Blade is going to be canceling out the lift. Looks like this will finally be a one fight for USC, and they'll finally get the card moving.
Knight.
Minute
Oh! Boops him to
30.
safety. Heart of gold on that guy.
USC having to invest a lot of ultimates into that.
That was quite an expensive fight for USC if they do not manage to cap it here.
Yeah. It's like the Hardrockers are going to have the window here. See if he's going to use
And
it for
that's
the high
an
ground here.
early pick off on the Baptiste.
Yeah. However, the BAP will fall for the Hardrockers. The window is going to come out, but the main tank, the Orisa, will fall, and this will be a lost fight.
This might need a
Good
few
job, USC. That was a very, very decisive fight on USC's part.
They are getting on my nerves.
Let's see if SDSMT can stop them on this next fight here.
So you're going to have the rally.
Rally.
Oh,
Coming up on a blade.
the blade will be built up probably within this fight and used.
I would be surprised if Knight can't build 30% of a blade.
You can build very fast in this meta. Looks like USC going to be going for a split high ground push here. And Cheetah will fall immediately along with Atomic onto that Sigma roll. And now no one can contest the high ground. It's like Sean trying to pull them off the high ground, but he won't be able to do so. Knight does, however, a pick off, but he is going to give his life for it.
The supercharger was used by USC. That's a very impactful ultimate. So we'll see how that plays out. However, SDSMT is not particularly close to theirs, with Sean only about 50%.
An early lift here. And we'll be getting little to nothing done other than forcing out the Immortality, which is what they wanted.
That's a smart usage of ultimate by USC just now.
A good way to force out the Immortality, so then the follow-up with the blade.
Knight has his blade. Let's see if he can get something done with it.
See how they will recontest here. Now here comes the blade. He picks up one on a fan out. It's gonna need more than that in order for his team to win. Going dangerously low, and he's gonna fall to the Atom.
Kiname makes the switch to Tracer.
Atom switching over to the ball. Desperation stall pick.
Atomic being Adam.
The Brig Rally. This should finish it out.
If SDSMT can manage to get this into overtime, that would be very impressive. Although, given that this is an escort-only map, it doesn't really
overtime.
matter.
Very strong here.
Impressive work.
Oh, still stalling.
This is
Pulse
not
bomb
really a
would
winnable
miss.
fight. And there it is.
Yep.
USC manages to push it in all the way, although it wasn't overtime, leaving SDSMT with 2 more minutes to push it all the way to the end. Very effective defense from SDSMT, although they were just overwhelmed at the end by just the momentum that USC had built up.
Yeah, I felt like, especially on the defense, that Cheetah was definitely starting to get caught out a lot more in the team fights, either before or after, and I felt like that easily could have cost them easily some more time.
Yes. I think that positioning has always been a big problem with the SDSMT crew. It's something they've really worked on so far this season, but you do see sometimes people in a strange position get caught out. But of course, everyone makes mistakes. I think that unless USC could pull out a miracle, though, SDSMT is very favored in this match.
Very favored indeed. Only 1 minute here to push. Wonder if we'll see any sort of cheese come out.
We see Knight already in position to catch out the Widowmaker.
Oh.
It worked out well for him last time.
Well, they could be suspicious of him trying to do a similar thing.
Oh, she's going back to switch.
Knight coming in with the side flank.
Not able to get a whole lot, though. Still, he gets out with his life.
Pulls.
So
Sean getting low, he's gonna fall.
Oh.
That's huge for USC.
That's really
Now,
bad.
here comes the push from USC, looking to capitalize more.
Yikes.
And that should be first point taken. A
Just
huge
goes to
pickoff onto the main tank.
Absolutely. Just goes to show just how big of a difference losing your main take can be.
Yeah.
However,
Now,
SDST may be able to touch here. No, it's too late.
I don't think they'll opt. Yeah, looks like they're just gonna look to win a fight here with a good high ground position here, as they only need 1 clean fight to get them off point and to hold them here close.
It's true. They only need to win 1 fight at this point. Let's see if they can get it done. Not a lot in the way of ultimates, though. However,
No.
the first point was over so quickly, I doubt USC has much in the way of ultimates themselves.
Maybe. Sean, dangerously low.
That's a
Or
fat
something going for
dynamite
him.
coming
Here
through by
comes
Cheetah
The
Man.
window. Gonna be used here from both sides. Here comes the lift from SDSMT.
Oh!
And it's gonna be a
It's a
Sig
C9!
It's a Sig 9!
I can't believe it. Oh, yes, actually I can. It's a very effective ultimate for that particular strategy.
Yeah, very strong combo there. I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure that Sean pulled them all together.
It looked to me like there were 2 kills, and then everyone else just wasn't close enough, and overtime just ticked down. It happens. Well, if USC could get a full hold on the first point, then they will have this in the bag, but with 3 minutes, I don't think that they can do it.
It'll be quite the feat to say the less. We'll see if they'll keep the Widow here. See if they can lock down any angles. Maybe stop the Genji from flanking. But I think it'll all come down to this battle between Cheetah Main and oh bollocks, what's his name? Fan out.
And I doubt that our official's gonna stick on the Mercy here.
Let's get you back
Yeah.
out there.
It's very unusual to see Mercy in the meta these days. She's just not very good,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No time on my
She can be used for that solo pocket, but just during team fights, you need the extra healing.
You need the extra healing, it's true. You need something defensive as well. The Brigitte, the amount of armor she gives, really does help out a lot. Not so much these days,
with
though, after
the
changes.
looks like they're going to be giving up the corner here for free.
Good execution, although the Orisa user fortified.
Maybe punishable by SDSMT.
Let's see if Knight can get something. He's just poking away in the back. Looks like he's dead
Oh, it's
though.
dangerously low. Yeah, that's gonna fall. And now
Unfortunately,
USC gonna be wanting to push this. A big pull coming in. A lot of members getting low. See if they can stabilize here. Sean or OG
Looks like it's a
Scatman
one
is
team
going to
fight.
fall. Yep. It's gonna be a one team fight for USC. And that's 1 minute off the clock.
One entire minute bled off.
Now, however, some ults have come up. Right, only halfway to Dragon Blade, but they do have the lift with the window combination.
My shield's up.
They'll probably come up with a Bob here. Here comes the pull combo lifts.
That
And
was
it's
a
going to take down
massive ultimate.
the enemy Sigma.
Well, with both tanks down,
Now-
this is going to be almost impossible for USC to come back
Yeah.
from this.
Still fighting on point. Cheetah picking up two. And now a big ult economy here for SDSMT. Hoping that they can just push it in here as fast as possible. You can see the 4 members on. They just want to push this fight in. They don't want to have a recontest here. Because they
like
want to
they're
come
not gonna
into it.
chance.
Yep.
Well, with a full minute for SDSMT, they have
Yep.
certainly 2 pushes here. And with the cart stopping right there, right around the corner,
This will be very difficult.
I agree.
Well,
this would
they
be a
will
very
have the
good
high ground. This will come down to the Dragon Blade. Comes the window usage, the lift from the other side. The lamp coming out. It's gonna take out Artificial. That's a huge pick. Taking out Atom or Atomic. Cheetah is gonna get the trading pick onto Orisa. This could be winnable.
It's not winnable, but they can certainly try and bleed out some more ultimates.
Yes, in the next fight.
This is
It
final
will have to
fight
go
territory.
fast. Up. Knight. In Cheetah main, still with their ults. And
That's it.
Atomic.
Last minute switch to Reinhardt on the part of OG Scatman.
Yeah.
That's an interesting pick. Let's see if
Probably
it works
just
out.
to get back to point faster here. They are going to have to drop here. Here comes the Bob to contest point.
Well, with no
We,
lift,
are going to wait.
with no lift, it's impossible for
The Bob is
SDSMT
going to pick up the
Signal.
Brig. It's a huge pick.
Oh, it's monstrous.
The Dragon Blade coming out. It's going to take out the BAP, but he's going to pay for his life. And all the picks coming out on the side of SDSMT,
I
and they're
suspect-
just going to go ahead and roll it in.
Amazing. Very close second game.
Yeah, much closer than what we saw in the first map. We saw maybe the DPS warming up a little bit more on the side of USC. Fan out really showing some signs of life.
And with that victory, SDSMT is now up 2-0 against USC.
Putting them in match point. Is we head into a hybrid map?
No, it's possible we may still see a reverse sweep. I
Yep,
think
very
it's-
possible.
I think it's, given the performance so far, I'm guessing this may go 4 rounds possibly, but I think SDSMT
Yeah.
has this in the bag.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it hybrid?
I
Or
believe
is
the
it
next
2T?
I believe the
So-
next map
okay.
is hybrid. So the choices are Kings Row, Hollywood, and Blizzard World. My guess would be Kings Row. A lot of teams practice that map. That is not my favorite map actually. I kind of hate that map. But a lot of teams go for that one. The other choices are Hollywood, which is sort of an outside the box pick, and Blizzard World, which is a very unpopular map.
Yeah, I'll honestly be okay. So they are gonna go for the Blizzard World pick here. I was gonna say I was gonna be very surprised if they did opt to pick King's Row because it's very brawl centered and I feel like SDSMT just has a better grasp on target priority and ability usage. They're very good at coordinating flanks with their Genji, and they can pick up great side angles with their Ashe, and they're able to build all these ultimates so fast.
I agree. I agree. I can honestly say I was not expecting them to want to go to Blizzard World, but looks like that's where we're going.
Yeah,
This is
the pick is interesting.
it is an interesting pick. It leads me to believe that USC may have more practice on this particular map than they do on, say, Hollywood. Obviously,
Yeah.
everyone has played a ton of King's Row, so
Yeah, potentially seeing where they want to attacking teams want to rotate here, because the Ashe and Genji combo here is just super strong, as there's so many flanking angles, and it's a super open first point to capture, and you can get a lot of dynamites in there and build a Bob super fast.
very true, very true.
So we'll see where SDSMT wants to set up here. Looks like they're very favored towards high ground positioning, in order to give Cheetah Main a better angle to get dynamites in and good pickoffs. Looks like they are just gonna hold point here.
Statistically speaking, I usually get most of my team back alive. Who's counting? I recommend not dying.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, we're going to look for a very traditional composition here from SDSMT. This is the current meta build. I actually kind of like this meta. I like seeing Ashe, I like seeing Genji.
Comes the pull, rock combo, just
There
gonna be
it is.
shielded off.
Wow, this is early
Both
stage,
sides.
mostly just poke, trying to build with some ultimates. With commits
connect.
usually going down the middle, trying to beat the enemy tanks right where they are.
Yep, here comes the push from USC.
We get another mirror match here. Oh, that's a big dynamite.
Up, already halfway to his Bob, building extremely fast. He is going to be taken out though, a flank from fan out onto the left side, and they're going to try to take this and put it to their advantage. A window going to come up inside of USC.
And Knight fails to secure the kill on fan out.
He's trying to play passive here, but there's just so much frontline damage. A window is going to be used here. SDMT.
I'm not sure I like that window, although it looks like it's working out for them.
Sean picking up two.
Big commitment.
Knight's
but
going to be
big-
taking out fan out, but who's left? Here comes the blade from USC. The lamp's going to be used.
Can Knight
Knight
clutch this
take-
out with a blade? Looks like he's gonna try.
Oh my god.
And Knight
Oh
clutches it out
my.
with the blade. Oh my
The
god.
The 1v3 clutch.
He is the most powerful boy in the world right now.
After all that, not a single tick is going to be given up to the side of USC.
I know, it's crazy.
Coming up in this fight, we see the rally, the bob, and the lift are going to be in the arsenal for the Hardrockers. Knight for Flango here, trying to build up his next blade. Already at 20%. A
Can
big
Knight
lift,
do it?
another 20%. He's at 50%. Look at this alt generation. 60%. Just
This
like
is
that.
insane. Well, they have Bob now. That's a very important ultimate for defensive purposes.
Yep.
It's not quite so useful on an attacking role. I mean, what are you gonna do? Throw it onto point?
Yeah,
very
a
good
little,
on
a little bit
defense.
of a point contention. Yeah, very strong against defenders. Or for defenders.
Especially
80%
against
to the
Genji.
blade. Only the second fight after. So much poke damage. Finally gonna get contended
I must
from
say,
Changeling. Although
a
he's
delight.
3%. Here comes ultimates coming out from both sides. Knight desperately trying to build up the blade. Oh, he's gonna be
And
taken
Knight
out just as he gets it.
that's probably gonna be end of first point here.
Yeah, looks like fan out, all the damage is there. Trying to stall on point a little bit,
Just
but the
Adam
body block.
alive, but he is unable to touch.
Yeah,
That, however, does build up a lot of ult charge for SDSMT.
yeah,
Knight with another blade.
yeah. Knight only 2% away from charging his blade, which could have been the turning point for the Hardrockers in that. You could see how desperate he was trying to build up the blade so then he could dash in. But here we go in the next fight. Bob
USC
gonna be
does
thrown out for
push
USC.
early. And
Yep. They are gonna be
SDSMT
investing the blade as well,
brutality
picking
early.
up 2, picking up 3.
Jeez.
And this will be a hard reset for the Hardrockers, as USC will now have a crucial position onto the high ground.
However,
could be
that is
difficult.
Bob and Blade used for
playing
USC.
again.
Yeah. Looks like they are going to be trying to get the high ground from him. They are going to rotate up top here. Ultimates, they have window, they have bongos, and here comes the blade. This is every ult they have. It's going to take out the enemy Sigma, Artificial, going to be taking off the pick onto the enemy Brig. Cheetah going to be picking off the Orisa, and this will be a one fight.
She is just messing people up out there.
Yeah.
It is a delight to see these DPS at work, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not
This
much
is
of a
one of the-
DPS player, so.
Yeah, this is one of the few metas that I really do enjoy because it really allows for flashy plays, and it requires good teamwork because you need the pulls from the Orisa, and it requires teamwork to, you know, either use lift to bait out immortality fields and then use blade, or vice versa.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so much teamwork and coordination. Here comes the lift coming out from Hardrockers, but the window is going to be used from the USC side. Cheetah Mate gonna fall, but Knight does get the pick onto Brig, which could be winning.
It looks like
Both
USC
DPS will
is
fall
winning
for the
this particular fight.
Hardrockers. Yeah, and as both supports fall, it's just gonna be a stalling part here. However, Sean,
He does get that pick off on Baptiste. That could be big.
yeah, this does call for a recontest now.
Well, SDSMT can do it. They do have Genji available to touch. If he does touch,
Oh, fan out, a huge pick out. Oh, but big shut
oh,
down.
it's
It's
massive.
winnable. USC desperately trying to win the fight. They're gonna try to invest the lifts, but
Bit of an overcommit
All
there
for
from
naught.
SDSMT.
yeah, maybe a little.
But both support
However-
ults are online.
USC did invest the lift. They're gonna be wanting that all back for this fight.
Definitely. That was a big waste on their part.
Now,
Perhaps, possibly not a waste, but it ended up being
it could have had better usage.
unfortunate on their part. Well, let's see if SDSMT can hold them, or let's see if USC is able to clutch this out.
This next fight, Hardrockers coming in with both support ults. Bob's gonna be used. Sean falling low. He's gonna fall. Both Orisas
Trading
fall.
Orisas. And
Now,
Fan Out is down.
so many picks coming out on the side of the Hardrockers. Pinchangling clutch it out.
Oh,
No, he will be taken out by his counterpart Knight, and this will be a second point hold.
almost
from
got it
the
to second
Hardrockers.
point. That is got to be
Yeah.
heartbreaking on the part of USC to get it that close.
Uh,
Still, it is winnable. It is very common
Very.
to hold at Pylon Terrace, to hold people at that particular spot. It is very defensible. So even if USC loses the first point, they still have a chance to defend it and get the win. However, it's entirely possible that SDSMT may steamroll for the easy 3-0 victory. We'll just have to see.
yeah, man, that Sigma lift, really killed their chances of winning.
It would have been really nice to
Um,
have that back, I agree.
Yeah. But
My business.
I mean, it might not even have mattered anyways, because the Hardrockers still had both support ults. So, in a way, it didn't even really matter.
I will agree with you on that one. Hardrockers has had very good ult discipline so far this fight.
Do we have time to go on some rides?
Yeah.
Flight to Westwood is my
Artificial, playing on the Lucio. He's probably going to switch back to Baptiste.
Yeah.
You grow stronger.
Lucio, he's really been out of the meta lately.
Yeah. Really only used for his speed in desperate situations for getting people out of spawn or stalling.
It's true.
They might use it for the speed boost here. Yep, that's what they'll do. And then he'll quickly switch.
No time.
Just a little time boost.
Saves
looks
only a
like
second
we are-
or two, but it adds up.
Yeah. Hardrockers rotating under left side, similar to what USC did on the attack. However, they are just going to try and run past.
An unorthodox hole for USC. Gives
Yeah.
up the point completely.
Yeah, they've given up the entire point. They've given up high ground. Now a great position here.
Oh! Oh,
The
it's
Hardrockers.
nasty.
So much damage, so much flanking potential, and that'll just be a steamroll.
They just put USC in the refrigerator, boys. Damn, son.
Maybe a little too late on the rotation. Because they gave too much point presence to the Hardrockers.
Well, that is an
There's
unorthodox
really nothing they can
hole.
do. And now Hardrockers rushing to take the high ground here. Looking to take another early fight.
Wow.
Looks like they are just going to be fighting on stairs here. Window coming up for Artificial here. However, Atomic will fall. We'll see if he will choose to use it or not, or just wait. They do have room and they do have the time to hold.
Looks like
Looks like
USC
that's
is
what
going
they'll
to
do.
push them back.
Yep.
Push them back
So
into the sea.
a much needed team fight win for USC.
Cheetah Mane gets chased down. Unceremoniously slaughtered.
Very big stagger.
Well, the cart is right there, so it's not as
Yeah.
bad as it possibly could be. But
No.
still.
No,
Well,
coming
they
up
have
for
both
ults. Coming up on nearly 6 ults here. Now USC engaging with ults first. Here comes the Dragon Blade coming up from USC. And again, another stomped team light from USC.
Well, Hardrockers didn't use a whole lot there.
Yep. Only invested the Bob, which is huge.
My guess would be that they initiate with Rally here. Maybe they try and wrap all the way around to the right.
Maybe. An odd rotation.
Looks like that's what they're going to try and do.
Yeah, and another early engagement from USC when they know they don't have the ult advantage. Yep, and Knight picking up 3 with the Dragon Blade. Winning the team fight. This will get a lot of card push.
I
So,
apologize in
Hardrockers.
advance for the NA camera work. I don't have my hotkeys aren't working. I don't know why.
Now, Hardrockers taking the high ground once again. Building up the Dragon Blade once more. 30%.
We have lost
Sean
side
with the
as
early
cart
bomb
block.
was here. As soon as they get to the high ground,
Oh.
so much shield break. The wrist is getting super low. Bob is going to come out from USC. Artificial isn't going to be able to save OG Statman, and he is going to fall. Hard is going to get close, but USC will just be able to drop, and this will be another one team fight.
3 minutes to push the cart 20 feet. Let's see if SDSMT can do it.
And a late stagger kill on Tonight, who is going to have his Dragon Blade this fight. And as we look forward, we see the Sigma ult, the Gravitic Flux.
That is a very impactful ultimate. More so because of the fact that it just immobilizes people and lets you wail on them.
Alright, here comes the engage with the rally. Immediately dropped it from the high ground. They don't want to deal with all that damage. Artificial under a lot of damage coming from the Genji, and he is gonna fall. Changwei
He has some
finally
trades in
the
this
kill on
fight.
him. As both supports will fall, do they continue to fight this? Knight, however,
Both tanks are still
Picking
up.
up
Knight
kills.
is still up.
and the DPS from Hardrockers coming in clutch once more.
Oh my god. That is insane.
Knight, I didn't even
Do
notice
they
the
even
Knight
have
used his
time
blade
to
that play.
touch?
Tracer coming in for the stall. The Gravitic Flux coming in
Catching
from
both
Sigma.
supports in the Gravitic Flux. That is
And they
game
fall.
losing.
However, the Rhine coming back in, the Artificial switching over to the Moira. The Genji falling one. The Shield Bash coming in,
And
this
just
will
like
be
that, that's a 3-0
3
victory.
A 3-0 victory. Coming in from the Hardrockers.
Congratulations, Hardrockers. You were going on to the round of 32. No, round of 16. This is the 32. Sweet 16, boys. And I think definitely for that last match there, Knight easily MVP of that last match. I think overall, I gotta give it to Cheetah Mane though. Very impressive plays.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well thank you so much for joining us. We'll probably join you again in an hour for the Sweet 16 rounds. Until then, thank you for watching. We have been Fogtim and Scroatoan.